All right, final segment this morning with William Kelly, reporter out of Chicago. A lot happening there, from teen takeovers to disease at a migrant shelter and his lawsuit against Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson. Chatted with him earlier before the program. He's on the road, so more from William Kelly about some of the violence that's happened in the past week. Not just this past weekend, but beyond. Even in the middle of the week last week. Tell us about some of those teen takeovers, William Kelly.
Well, it's all teen. It's all 14 and a AK. You know, it's Greg. That in and of itself would be enough reason to be not only concerned about summer in Chicago, but considering leaving, enough of a reason for people to leave Chicago. When you have 6 armed robberies this morning alone, 14 people shot over the weekend, and that's just weekend violence. Okay, that's not the whole week, and just the individual stories of people being beaten, robbed on the CTA. In New York, apparently they've called out the National Guard to patrol the CTA, their subway system. In Chicago, in Illinois, Governor Pritzker sent the Illinois National Guard to the Middle East. Clearly we need protection. We need safety, security on the streets of Chicago. I'm hearing regular Chicagoans tell me that they are their own first responders now. And obviously that leads to paranoia. That leads to more, sadly, violence in the city of Chicago. Just last week, Wednesday, the Magnificent Mile was shut down because a 14-year-old was, at 5 p.m. on a Wednesday, and we had, sadly, a 16-year-old. Forgive me, Greg. Was apprehended with 2 AK-47 machine gun pistols on the Magnificent Mile. It's already starting to look like summer in Chicago, Greg.
So William
You've also got
sharing
recent
with
reporting.
us the reporting about the migrant shelters and measles being found at migrant shelters.
Well, measles are highly contagious, and it's very worrisome not only for children but for adults. And this is, one more problem that we didn't need to have in Chicago, especially with the Democrat National Convention coming to town. Millions upon millions, 300 million, I guess, is the new updated figure, has been spent on the migrant crisis in Chicago. Now it's a migrant measles crisis. And this is obviously now in the CPS school system and being spread to non-migrants. So, as I've talked to citizens of Chicago, specifically in Black and brown communities, which I'm going to be doing all day today, they're saying to me that they see their city turning into a third world country.
And again, William Kelly in Chicago, he, with the previous mayor, would go to mayoral press briefings, and eventually he had his city media credential revoked, and he sued. And apparently that lawsuit's still going on, but William Kelly suing current mayor Brandon Johnson, and apparently he's got a case where the mayor's being summoned in a case dealing with campaign finance. And Kelly breaks that down a bit for us this morning.
Oof. Well, Greg, exactly right. We're coming up on the 1-year anniversary of my City Hall speech telling Mayor Lightfoot to pack her suitcase and get the hell out of my city, if you recall. And sadly, the city of Chicago has not improved. Okay. It breaks my heart. We have a mayor who seems to be making all of the wrong moves in terms of crime and migrants. And recently I was forced to, I almost hate to say it, file a complaint due to the fact that an anonymous committee took out a full-page ad in the Chicago Sun-Times touting Mayor Johnson's accomplishments and giving him the moniker the People's Mayor. But of course, as I'm sure as you well know, these committees need to file with the state board of elections, and not only has and due to the fact that the Sun Times and the mayor and this committee have not come forward with any details at all, I had to file a complaint and with the state board of elections, and now Mayor Johnson has been issued a summons to appear on March 21st. So one way or the other, with or without a media credential, I intend to get answers for the people of Chicago, Greg.
So we'll check in with William Kelly on the latest on that case and more. Appreciate him taking time with us each and every Monday to give us a lay of the land, what's going on there in Chicago. I'm Greg Bishop. Thanks for hanging out. That is all we've got for you here with Bishop on Air. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and join me in the morning show, live streaming each and every weekday morning. And also be sure to go and subscribe to Illinois in Focus. Illinois in Focus. Search all your favored podcast servers, Illinois in Focus. A weekly look at what's going on at the Illinois State House, powered by the Center Square and America's Talking Network. All right. Again, Illinois in Focus. Subscribe today. It's free. Make it happen.